job, we won't have to.
Exactly. All right. So my idea for today was obviously 10 non-rock albums, your top 10, I guess, of
Okay.
all time. Um Now, the reason why I picked this is because both of us are very, I guess, astute to the rock genre. That's what we listen to
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
on a
I grew
daily
up to.
basis.
Hmm.
Grew up to. So I thought it would be. I see all these videos about it's always, oh, what's your top favorite 10 albums, or what's top favorite rock albums, and they stick in their genre. Instead of doing that, I thought maybe we'd do something a little bit more challenging to us,
Cool. Yeah.
personally. Um, so I wrote a list of 10 down. I know you wrote a list of 10 down,
Hmm.
and we'll go ahead and go through those and find out why they're our favorites.
Okay.
All right, so
Sounds good, bro.
I'll let you go first.
Okay. Well, this is a really quick assignment,
So, oh, are we going from 1 to 10 or 10 to 1?
Well, that's what I was gonna ask. Is like you just dropped this on me a couple hours ago, so I had enough time to look into it and try to come up with something clever. But I don't know that I necessarily put them in any particular rank
Okay.
because of the fact that they are out of the normal. For me to rank a
Hmm.
blues record over a jazz record, I like them for different reasons, and they both resonate. So
Okay, fair enough. So, if you had to, I guess, start with 10, then
yeah.
just start with that and then kind of go down the line and
So
just, in no particular order, I
okay,
guess.
if anything, maybe I'll shoot for chronological, like when it affected me, like the earliest music
Okay. Yeah,
that
yeah,
way.
yeah. That
Not
makes
that,
that
yeah.
makes sense. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. For sure.
So going based on earliest memory, I'm gonna start with a record by a artist named Tom Waits,
Oh, Tom Waits. I love me some Tom Waits.
and this is the Heart of Saturday Night record.
Cool.
Um, my dad would have his 5 disc CD changer, and he and his buddies would get together on a regular basis and throw darts and drink whiskey and do guy stuff. And
Stuff you wish what you wanted to do with them at the time that you
yeah, well,
thought, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? I want to.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was cool enough to let me throw darts with him and shit,
Yeah.
but really it was all about hearing the CDs. And for a while he would load them himself, and then there came a point where he started telling me to load it for him, which was kind of interesting because I was developing that sort of biographical context of the music at that point early on, maybe like 10 years old, 11 years
Okay.
old, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
And so this is one of the records that would go in there because, of course, Tom Waits is and drinking music, right? They kind of go
Oh,
hand in hand.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
He's
yeah,
inspiration for the Joker is what
right,
I've heard.
right. Would that be the Joaquin Joker,
No, oh, what's his name? Um,
Heath Ledger?
Heath Ledger Joker. Yeah.
Okay, like
Apparently,
it.
it's his. It was his. He watched an interview with Tom Waits. It was an interview in England or something he was doing,
Okay,
and it's online. If you Google, like, or if you look up YouTube on Tom Waits interview in England, Joker or whatever, taglines.
hmm,
Um, it will bring up an interview that he had, and if you really listen to him and his mannerisms and everything that was going on, dude,
you'd
it's like
see that
straight up Heath Ledger
performance.
Joker. Yeah, it's crazy.
Dude, I'm all over that. That's cool.
Yeah, you got to check it. I might post it in the video while we're doing this. So,
Right on.
and then all the stuff I will be posting. So that Tom Waits song, I'll probably pick a song off of there
Yeah.
and have it
Well,
play, at some point.
okay. Yeah.
So,
I don't know to what copyrights and things like that. You're the
oh,
expert
we're
on
good.
that.
It's under everything's under educational, so
Ah,
you're
well,
fine. Yeah,
consider yourself educated then.
yeah, yeah. There you go.
I'll throw my favorite track on there. It's not the title track, although that is a solid one.
Uh-huh.
San Diego Serenade to me
San
is
Diego Serenade. Okay, I'll look for it for sure.
yeah, track 2.
Cool.
Just unbelievable track. And I always think of my dad when I hear it, so it's got that resonance with me as well.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, I guess my turn.
Right.
Um, so my list is all over the place, man.
Mhm.
My list, you know me and my eclectic music taste. I am kind of everywhere. Um, and you're gonna laugh at my first one because I did go, I did go from 10 to 1 in
Okay.
mind, just to let you know.
Sure.
So my number 10 is Debbie Gibson, Out of the Blue.
Okay. Okay.
And I did bring a couple little props along. I don't have all these albums on my note, but I did bring a couple of these along. I do have it.
Oh, there you go.
Uh, I This song reminds me of listening to music with my mom.
Hmm.
You know, just chilling, listening to 80s music. You know, this is it had Only in My Dreams, which is like one of my favorite 80s songs of all time.
Okay.
And yeah, man, it's a really good album, foolish beats on it. Um, no, none other than, I think, like when I was a boy, you know, a child, probably my
Not
son's age,
when you were a
10 to
boy,
12.
not
Yeah,
yet a man.
not yet a man. I had the biggest crush on Debbie Gibson too, so I think that's why it kind of, you know what I mean, resonated with me. It was like, oh, it was not Madonna, but Debbie Gibson. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like a sonic
So
boner.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's my number 10, Debbie Gibson, Out of the Blue. It's kind of a weird
Nice.
one, but yeah.
Oh, hey man,
Anyways,
I ain't here to judge. Shit, man.
all right, your turn, man.
All right, so we're gonna switch gears a little bit.
Hmm.
I'm next going to go with another record that is introduced to me by my father. In fact, I remember the specific night and place that he bought it at. Um, Out at the Pointy Hills Mall. It was their record store they had there at the time.
You mean the
Um,
the Twin Peaks Mall?
oh, the Twin Pines
It's
Twin
Twin
Pines Mall.
Pines. That's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
absolutely.
If anybody is watching this and you don't know what that is, it's a reference from Back to the Future, and then Puente Hills Mall is basically where they filmed all the scenes for the mall scene in Back to the
Back to the
Future.
Future.
Now
Well, set point
they
break, didn't
do,
you?
yeah, they do have they do have the actual sign inside the mall. You can go up and take a picture with it, and whatnot. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
You know.
Anyways, go ahead.
Okay. So this perhaps isn't his most acclaimed record, but because it's the first one that um, when he got it, we listened to it kind of together. You know, similar to the
The Tom Waits.
playing, yeah,
Yeah.
similar in that respect, but actually listened to it together.
Mm-hmm.
Is Stevie Ray Vaughan
Ah,
and Double Trouble, and the album is "The Sky Is Crying."
yeah. SRV. Oh, yeah, man.
And I believe this was a released after his death. Um, but there's just incredible tracks on this record. I mean, beginning to end, it's only a 10 tracker, so it's not super long. I think, like I said, they threw together whatever he was working on and maybe some B-sides or demos or something, and kind of released this thing. I don't know all of the details like I probably should, but this is where his studio version of Jimi Hendrix's Little Wing makes
Mm-hmm.
its appearance. He's got a beautiful uh, instrumental called Chitlins Con Carne, which is just a hell of a jam. It's like just this real mellow, like, you know, an instrumental piece. And then he's got this acoustic song at the very end of the record, the last track, where he's playing a 12-string acoustic.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's called Life by the Drop. And other than the instrumental I mentioned, those were both covers. He was famous for making Jimi Hendrix songs sound better than Jimmy. Voodoo Child and Third Stone from the Sun, some examples. But anyways, Life by the Drop to me it's just it's a ballad kind of in a way, and it's just, to me it is anyways. It sings to the heart, and just an incredible record all the way through. I mean, if I was going to say to anybody, hey, do you think you like blues music? I would give them this, not, in addition, I would give them this in addition to some OG, classic blues music.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's a good gateway drug into Stevie Ray Vaughan. So.
Cool, man. I like it. I like the pick. I can't say that I've sat and listened to Stevie Ray Vaughan a whole hell of a lot, like, through the years, but if he's on, I'll listen. You know what I mean? I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
You know what
He's
I mean?
got an unmistakable tone.
Exactly. Yeah. I do like it from the blues aspect, for sure.
Right on.
So my number 9, I don't have a prop this time. Actually,
Aw.
I have the greatest hits. I just don't have this actual album. because I haven't been able to find it on vinyl, and I only buy physical vinyl. I don't buy CDs, so it's, you know what I mean. I just digital until I can actually find the vinyl. Is Beastie Boys "Hello Nasty"?
Ah, there you go.
That album to me is just freaking amazing, dude. The first time I heard Intergalactic, I mean, I blew me away, dude. Like, and I wasn't the biggest Beastie Boys fan when that album came out. I knew their stuff, and then that album made me go and listen to the older albums, you know.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So was it time to ill or whatever?
Licensed Dale.
Licensed Ill, sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Made me go back and listen to that album. You know what I mean? And listen
Mhm.
to it all the way through and kind of get an appreciation for their music as a
Mhm.
whole and how sort of genius they are. They're
Yeah.
they're just they're I think like I mentioned before, I'm pretty eclectic in music, and the things that they put in their music just trips me out, man.
Mhm.
It's cool. And coming from a sound designer, if you listen to everything that they put into their music, they have, people working on the street with concrete, and like cars going by. It's just cool shit.
Yeah,
It's
their
I love
samples are creative and
it. Yeah.
lifelike, and not just whatever the drum machine makes for them or
Yeah,
whatever they've.
it's natural. You know what I mean? And it's gritty. I love it. Anyways, that particular album, the reason why I picked that one is because it just brought me to listen to the rest of them, I guess.
Nice,
You know what
nice.
I mean?
Well, I
Cool.
remember that OG video for Intergalactic. I was in high school, I think, when that dropped. And the big robot crushing the
Yeah.
city and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Hey, if you go back and watch it now, dude, it's so cheesy, but it's great.
Yeah, yeah, but it was intentionally cheesy in a time where things were trying to be cool and kind of trendy, and they just went, no, we're gonna do our thing. And
Yeah, for sure,
20,
for sure.
20 years from now, or 20 years from then, you watch a trendy video from the 1990s or early 2000s, you're like, man, this is bullshit. But you watch the Beastie Boys, and you're like, man, these guys are geniuses.
Oh, great. All right, man, your turn. Your turn.
All right, let's see. Let's switch gears from the two previous genres. I'm gonna go with one that I came across a little bit later in life. I'm gonna cheat and not go in chronological order now.
All right.
Um, this is a musician um, whose songs I was familiar with because of their specific placement in one of my favorite movies. And from there, before I went and bought the album that had those songs on it, I happened to be in a mom and pop record store, and I saw an album that had just dropped. Another post homina. What's the phrase? Posthumous hominis.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know, man. I
After
ain't so
death.
good with the English.
Shit, man. Okay, so album released after death, right? Post homina.
Mhm.
And
Posthumous or whatever.
yeah, post hominy. Shit, you know what I'm trying to say.
I think it's humus. It's HUMIS.
Post hummus, maybe.
Humus. Anyways.
I don't know. Peter Bread. So, anyways, this artist appeared predominantly in the Good Will Hunting soundtrack and in the film, and the album and artist is From a Basement on the Hill by Elliott Smith.
Elliot, I don't think I've ever heard of Elliott Smith.
Well, if you like melodic, folky, layered, lyrically challenging and hard to listen to sometimes, dramatic, and sometimes sadness invoking music,
Yeah.
then he's your guy.
Okay, cool. I do like folk. So
Miss Misery is one of the big Good Will Hunting main songs. Also, between the bars was on there. The song Angelus appeared on the Girl Next Door film.
Oh, okay. With the what's her name? Yeah.
Elisha Cuthbert.
Cuthbert, yeah.
Cuthbert. But anyways, this guy's just man, like his voice is captured in such a way where, with or without effect, it cuts straight through to the soul, man. So this album, again, I had bought it because of the strength of what I liked before. I kind of took a gamble with music, and a couple of tracks in particular on here that are exceptional for me would be a fond farewell, which is interesting considering he died either by suicide or murder, depending on
Who you
whose story.
ask?
Yeah, whose story you're listening to.
Yeah.
Um, and then Twilight is also very nice on that record, but a fond farewell I think would be the stick out track for
Okay.
the average listener to go, huh? Yeah, I think this Aaron guy might have a point.
I will check it out
Cool, brother.
for sure, dude. Yeah, I like that folky stuff. I love like Bread and um
Yeah, it's
Jim
kind of
Croce and stuff like that, man.
yeah. Whereas Jim Croce is like, bad Leroy Brown, and he's all happy and shit. This guy's like, and Leroy did heroin, and that's more like Elliott Smith's speed right there.
All
But
right, cool. Yeah, for sure, man. All right, I'll check it out for sure.
yeah.
I guess my next one is another rap album.
Oh damn! Look at you.
I know, right? NWA, Straight Outta Compton.
Ah, yeah.
That would be my number 8 non-rock favorite album of all
Okay.
time. Dude, just listen from the first track to the end of it. It's all hits. It's all every song you've ever heard by NWA is on that album because they only made 2, I think, in their whole tenure. And it's just, dude, it's so good. It's so good. And I think after watching, I had always liked NWA. I like the older 90s, 80s, 90s rap. You know what I mean? Maybe some early 2000s. But going back and watching the movie Straight Outta Compton, right? With which starred O'Shea Jackson Jr., which was
Cube's Kid.
Cube's Kid, yeah, it was kind of cool, and like it pulled off very well. And after watching that movie and kind of going back and going, I got to listen to that album again, and then went back and listened to it. And it's such a good album. It still holds up today as probably one of the greatest rap albums of all time. So that's why I picked that album. No in particular feeling towards it. Just it's one of those albums where I can put on while I'm driving and just, you know what I mean? Just feel like I'm in California. Feel chill. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, that's my number 7. Where are we on 7? No, 8. That was my number 8.
8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I wonder, with all these biopics and things like that, and these like Rocket Man and Across the Universe, where they take a body of work and they kind of wrap a fantastical story. Do you think Disney's going to pick up the NWA story?
I don't know, man. That's funny.
Just wondering. Okay. Cool. Let's shift gears again, because why not? Okay, so I'm going to go with typically, as we said, albums, right?
Yeah.
You kind of imply like a
soundtrack could work.
Could work, or maybe like if a particular greatest hits record happened to be your gateway, and that record beginning to end is your album.
Sure. I almost did that with a couple, and I veered away, but yeah.
And I was trying to appease your challenge here and come up with something. So so we've had sad folk rock, we've had drunken piano,
bar music,
So we got to have a little reggae, and you ain't having
reggae. Is this going where I think it is? Is it going to Legend?
Well, of course it is, sir.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Where else would it go? I mean, you got to start with the centerpiece.
Yes. Yeah, obviously.
And work your way out, of course. And I had like 2 different exposures to that album. My sister first had it, and she was all Bob Marley, and she had some posters and things in her room and stuff, which was interesting because she was never part of a culture that tends to hold Marley in that high pedestal. Stoners.
Yeah.
So she but then later, of course, college years and whatnot. So point being, great record beginning to end, fantastic. And anybody who can't listen to Bob Marley and find something
positive vibe,
positive vibration,
it's great, man. If I know, go ahead and say the album one more time for people to hear it, because I know I cut in, but You there, Aaron? Oh,
Oh, I thought.
yeah. I lost you. Go ahead and say it again.
All right, Bob Marley, legend.
Ah, there you go. Yeah. And that's a double album.
It's a single.
Is it a single?
They did release a sort of a limited version or an alternate version over the years, and that may have had a second CD to it. But its original like pressing or original distribution was the
I
one
got you.
disc.
I can see your sister liking that because she's a big 311 fan. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It kind of goes hand in hand a little bit.
a little bit. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna change gears from hardcore gangsta rap
Yeah.
to
Because nothing says Chris Ison like hardcore gangster rap.
right.
Should I
To
not have said your name? I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. um, to it's not like people don't know who I am anymore. um, uh, number 7 is little you know, little Lionel Richie, Can't Slow Down. That's my
There you go. There you go.
that is my number 7. That album I do have. Uh-oh, we're starting to break up here.
Well,
I don't
I'm
know what's
here.
going on. Are you there?
I ain't going nowhere. Are you breaking up with me?
Yes, sir. No. So I do have that here.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the blue cover one.
Yes, this has "Hello" on it.
Mm-hmm.
It has All Night Long.
Of course it does.
You know, it has there's one more The Only One and Hello. Yeah. So it has pretty much all his hits. This was the big album
For
that
sure.
he when he was coming out of the Commodores and he recorded, solo. This was what made him big. Anyways, so I think the only other I do have his other big album, which is Dancing on the Ceiling,
Mhm.
right? But this one in particular, because Hello is probably one of my favorite songs of all time.
Mhm.
So as far as 80s, so this album definitely one of my non-rock essential albums of all time. Lionel Richie's just freaking amazing, man.
Word.
Have you watched him on American Idol at all as a judge?
I don't actually have regular TV.
Oh, okay.
So
If you ever get a chance, it's on Hulu or whatever. Just watch it for him being a judge, dude. He's something else, dude. He's great. He's so good at what he does, and it's so nonchalant and he's just a genuinely nice guy. It's kind of crazy. But anyways, yeah. So Lionel Richie, Can't Slow Down. That's we had to get to the soft tender moment there.
Wow, I didn't know when you approached me on this and we were going to be discussing your soft tenders.
Hey, listen. All right, what do you got, man? What do you got for what are we on 7?
Well,
7, yeah.
Yeah, I got a Lionel Richie question. Was he also responsible for "Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car"?
No,
is that a different artist?
That is a different artist. That is what's his name? I almost said Rick Astley, but it's not Rick Astley. It's Get Out of My Car, right?
Get Into My Dreams, Get Out of My Car, or something like that. It's absolutely not critical. I was just wondering.
Oh no, but I'm already looking at it. I forgot who did that song. It's Billy Ocean, man. It's Billy Ocean.
Oh, Discount Lionel Richie. Okay.
Yes, Discount Lionel Richie. Yeah. It's Billy Ocean. That's who it was. It was throwing me for a loop there for a second.
All right. Well, from one talented black R&B singer to another, I bring you "What's Going On" by
Marvin Gaye. All right.
That's one that I didn't appreciate until later, because when you're a kid, other than like
you're like, ugh, what is this?
Yeah, like when you're a kid and you hear Lionel Richie, you think of the early Motown, or you think of like the the sexy song, right? Like sexual healing and shit. You go like a little girl.
Yeah.
But once I understood what good music was, and then I heard this record beginning to end, I was just blown away, and that's one I'm happy to have on vinyl. Of course,
awesome.
What's going on? Mercy, Mercy Me.
Yeah.
Right on.
I have a best of Marvin Gaye, so yeah. I kind of have a, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
Covers the gap. So if I'm going to pick one, or you want to pick one, I would go with Mercy, Mercy Me. That one. I mean, What's Going On is generally the more commercially, I don't know, maybe the more picked of the bunch, but
Uh-huh.
Mercy Mercy Me has like instrumentalization, which may not be a word, music in it that just grabs me, man. Like I don't know, it's ethereal almost.
Yeah, I got you. It's sort of one of those, you can be doing anything and listen to it and not, and it's just kind of there,
Mhm.
but it's soothing. It's you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it makes you feel like everything's cool, like everything's good.
It's
You know,
all right.
it's all right. Yeah. All right. So my number 6.
Mhm.
I see. All right. So this is an artist that a lot of people I don't think know of. I mean, I think they knew her back in the 60s,
Okay.
um in 70s, early 60s to 70s. But everybody kind of gravitated towards Ella, and Ella Fitzgerald,
Yeah.
or Diana Ross, or you know what I mean, like
Aretha Franklin.
yeah. But Sarah Vaughan.
Sarah Vaughan, jazz singer.
Yes, close to you. Yes,
Mm,
close to you.
mm,
This album is freaking amazing.
mm.
This album I will pick over any Ella Fitzgerald album, any Billie Holiday album.
Mhm.
It's 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 just a good good album, dude.
All right.
Um Now she didn't have like a ton of hits either, which was crazy. She did a lot of um like SRV did, where he took music from other people and he kind of made it better.
Made it
She
better.
did a lot of that. She did a lot of covers
Mhm.
and made them into sort of jazz covers. So if you ever come across this, or have streaming or whatever, this album is
Yeah.
great.
No,
It's
I'm all over it,
it's
man. Thanks for the
it's
suggestion.
awesome. Yeah, for sure. Anyways, that's my number 6.
Sweet. Okay. Well, shall I stick in the jazz realm then, since we've breached into the jazz world?
Sure.
All right. Um, so in college, I took history of jazz, one of the many classes that I took before.
Oh, I have. Yeah, I took that too.
Yeah, before realizing what the hell I wanted to do, and then I just took a bunch of stuff I wanted to do, and
Yeah.
then when it was all said and done, I still didn't know what I wanted to do. Now I'm
It's a good
37.
class. It was fun. You
Oh
know?
hell yeah, yeah! I took it over at Citrus. So of course we're learning the origins of jazz and things like that. When we got into the 50s, 60s, 70s era,
Mm-hmm.
um, the big two that they were talking about most were Miles Davis and John Coltrane. Um,
Ooh, which one are
and,
you picking?
and it seems to me like Miles gets maybe the popular vote in people's commentary or in pop culture
Mm-hmm.
references on the wall, posters, and things. I have absolutely nothing against his sound. I think it's great. I mean, Kind of Blue is an example of just an amazing record beginning to end, and he's got a dozen just like it. Um, but if we're talking jazz, jazz is very very much subjective to the listener, right? Like you
Absolutely.
can't say that's good jazz, and then like what the hell does that even mean? Like no,
Well, there's different kinds of jazz, but yeah, you can. There's acid jazz. There's
yeah,
um, abstract jazz. There's all different kinds. So
sure. There's
it just
elevator
depends on,
jazz,
yeah.
yeah.
There's depends on what you want to listen to. But yeah, I get what you're
True,
saying.
true. So of the two, when the sound hits my ears and translates, into the synapse, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking John Coltrane, "A Love Supreme" is my favorite jazz record.
Okay. Okay.
Beginning
Good.
to end.
Good. Good album. I won't disagree. I do like John Coltrane for sure.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. It's a good one, dude.
Um, and it's relatively short. I mean, jazz is their songs are not exactly like 3-minute singles, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there's only 3 tracks on it. But I threw it on the other day, and I had a bottle of wine with my wife, and we went
Mm-hmm.
in the backyard and started painting. And I just threw it on because I knew it wouldn't have words and stuff that would kind of throw us off. And we both painted these trippy little, things, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I just like I locked into it again after listening to it and liking it years ago. And I thought, man, that's one that's if you wanted to go and listen to some jazz and seeing, if you want to go any further, this will be a good litmus test.
Dude, awesome. Yeah, that's a good pick, man. You know what's really funny about that? My number 5.
Mhm.
You're gonna laugh. It was Miles Davis, Kind of Blue.
Oh, that's awesome. See?
So that's hilarious, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
That was actually I was in between Coltrane and Davis as
Mhm,
well, and I picked Kind of Blue as that sort of that style of jazz album for me.
mhm.
Abstract jazz, I guess. Um, and yeah, Miles Davis is my number 5, Kind of Blue. So you already mentioned it. It was when you were talking
Sorry,
about it, I
I
was like,
stole it. I stole it.
I was like, yeah, no, it's such a good album to me. I do have it. I couldn't find it in my freaking thing, but it's I have the repress. I don't have an original press, but uh, it's jazz is one of those things like you were saying. It's one of those things where you have to be first of all, I have to be in the mood, really in the mood to want to jam to, listen to it, right?
Mhm.
But um I feel that jazz has more of a um like I said abstract feel to it to where it lets you interpret how you want to what you feel the song's about or how you feel the mood of the song is,
Mhm.
if that makes sense, right?
Sure.
So like you can listen to a jazz track and you can be like, oh man, like that was sad, like
Mhm.
damn, you know what I mean? Then I can listen to the same track and I can be like, dude, that shit was banging, you know what I mean?
Sure, yeah,
Like that
made
was,
you happy, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So that's why I do like jazz a lot.
Mhm.
And it's just something cool. But anyways, yeah, Miles Davis. I just thought it was funny that you had mentioned that, and that was my number 5. So
I didn't mean to
um,
steal your
no, you're
intro.
good, good. So I'll just go to number 4 then, and
Do it.
I'll anyways.
Steal
So
mine.
steal yours.
Steal
We'll
mine now.
see. We're gonna go to pop.
Then you're not stealing
Yeah,
mine.
yeah, that's what I figured. We're going to pop, but we're going to the king of pop. You know the king of pop is right.
Come on now. Thriller.
Thriller.
Okay.
That's my number 4. It's got to be Thriller, dude. It's got to be MJ, not Michael Jordan. I do like me some Michael Jordan, but Michael Jackson. um, dude, such a good album. Oh my god, listen to it from front to back, and it's how can you like turn it off? You know what I mean? Like it's one of those albums. I know you're not the biggest pop fan. I'm not either. I
No, no,
don't
no.
like a lot of pop, but
It's like anything. It's like sweet and sour chicken. Like I don't want to eat that shit every day, but every once in a while, it's all right.
yeah. I mean, like I put that record on, and it's just like it makes me feel like I'm in junior high or, even a little bit before
Ah,
that, grade school.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it really like I listen to it and I'm like, oh,
Time
dude,
capsule or time
you know what I
machine.
mean? When Thriller comes on, my brain automatically goes to when I was a child and my mom put Thriller on for me on the TV, the little mini movie he did.
Yeah.
And I was scared out of my mind. I don't want to see him change into a werewolf. You know what I mean? Just yeah. So that's kind of where that goes for me, man. Weird dude, obviously, but once again, one of the most talented people I think
Yeah,
I've ever
unbelievable.
seen.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, that's my number 4, man.
That's cool, dude. I mean, listen, like to me, when he was popular, I was on a different road, so I
Mm-hmm.
didn't get. Well, as I was growing up, he was popular, and I was on a different road. We'll put it that way. He was always popular
Yeah,
since a little kid and shit.
yeah.
I like a lot of the Jackson 5 songs. I like some of his early before he got fully formed in his solo thing. Maybe like um um da, 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 da,
Yeah.
da. What song is that?
Can't stop till you get enough.
Yeah, that one.
And
That's an early
and
song, right?
rock you all.
Yeah, rock me, some shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Rock you or rock you like a
I
hurricane. I
wanna
don't know.
rock with you.
Rock with
That
you.
one.
There it
Yeah,
is. Yeah,
yeah. So that was his first solo album, I believe.
yeah, like off the
Yeah, yeah.
wall, or the one where he's
No,
like
that
laying
was it.
down.
Was yeah, it was no. The one he's laying down is Thriller.
No, maybe he was doing that in lots of albums.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
It's like shit, man. I have to lay down on this side.
I do
Last time
have
I lay down on this side.
I do have Off the Wall in there. Um, I didn't pick that one because Thriller obviously is to
Sure.
me. But yeah, I think he's laying down off the wall too. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like that was a thing in the 80s.
Everybody laying down or sitting
Everybody-
on a chair backwards.
Yeah. It's true. Big old earrings and anyways. Cool. All
I
right.
always found his cover of Journey's "Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin'" to be a little unsettling, though.
Uh,
I don't know. I figured you could try something different. Okay, I'm gonna get us away from that.
yeah, for sure.
I'm kidding. I told you I wouldn't be judgmental. That's an awesome choice, dude. Totally. How many do we have left? Because I chose more than 10 just in case I wanted to improvise.
We have 3.
Oh shit. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7 left to choose from. Okay. um. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go with one that is certainly not rock,
Mhm.
because it's so heavy synth related. But if you argue, I have a backup. So I'm gonna go with Depeche Mode and their album Violator with the red rose on the front. Does that count in your structured plan, or do you want me to offset to one of the alternatives?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, go with it. Here's the thing: is I was gonna pick a Smiths album and I didn't because I felt like that was still in the rock genre.
Okay, and
You know what I mean?
I could have done the same. So let's just nix that one. Let's just
Okay.
edit that one.
All right. Right.
And take 2.
Oh no, we won't edit that out. That's gonna be part of the video.
Oh God. All
Go
right,
ahead.
So I got 3 left.
Mhm.
And I want to choose out of these 3 something that anybody listening to this might actually pick up and listen themselves, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with next is a instrumental duo
Ooh.
that plays Spanish guitar in a way that is so unique to their own little universe.
Mhm.
This is a band, well, not a band, this is a duo called Rodrigo and Gabriela.
Hmm.
And you've likely heard their material before in film, TV,
Quentin Tarantino movies,
commercials, things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
They're like, mid 30 somethings by now, or late
Okay.
30 somethings by now. They play the most kick ass like Spanish guitar and percussion with using your guitar as a percussive instrument.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. And on this particular record, Diablo Rojo is incredible.
Okay.
They're also one of those bands that, in order to break the ice and sort of get their stuff out there so people can listen to what they're doing uniquely,
Mhm.
they also do covers. And
Okay. Yeah.
they've done on this record in particular a Stairway to Heaven cover, which usually
Okay.
I'm not at all about, because
Yeah.
that's one of those things you just don't do.
Yeah.
And then they covered Metallica's Orion, which was an interesting selection.
Orion, yeah, for sure.
So
cool, man.
Yeah, if you like Spanish guitar, man, Rodrigo and Gabriela.
I will check it out. I'm sure the wife will like that for sure. She's
kick ass, yeah. I'm telling you.
All right. So my number 3 is trying to speed it up because the video. I don't know how much longer we have. So, I'm going to country, little country, and it's not rock country. All right. So, Willie Nelson, Always on My Mind.
Oh, there you go.
That album reminds me of my father a lot. We used to listen to it together, and it's funny because I go back and I tell my dad, hey, I listened to Little Willie or whatever today, and he tells me, he goes, oh, Willie Nelson, gross. Like, he can't stand the music that he listened to when he was younger now.
That's interesting.
It's weird, man. Like, he won't listen to 70s rock. He won't listen to, like, Rush or Zeppelin or Three Dog Night, 38 Special, all that stuff. Like, he can't stand it, dude. He can't do it. He listens like Rammstein and Manson. Like, it's weird, dude. But anyways, yeah. So it just reminds me of my dad because we listened to Willie together, and I for me, he has one of those iconic voices.
Yeah.
And he's not the greatest singer, but it's like you listen to it and you go, I understand. I feel the hurt. I feel the pain. It's like listening to Johnny Cash. I almost put in Johnny Cash, but I felt like that was too close to rockabilly, so I didn't do that. Um, it yeah, it's just Willie Nelson, man. It's Georgia and always on my mind. And like the dude is what's that song? Do you listen to Willie at all?
Not not in a biographical sense where I could list anything. No.
Oh, okay. So he did this song called Bird Flying Too Close to the Ground, I think the name of the song is. Um you guys can put it in the comments if I'm wrong or whatever, but that song in particular, man, it's got like a crazy, like it goes from like a 4/4 normal 4/4 like tempo to like a 7/8 and then to like a 3/4 back into a 4. It's the structure is a trip, and it's just really cool, and with his voice and the way he plays guitar, I just love him. Anyways, yeah, that's my number 3, Willie Nelson, man. Willie Nelson, little Willie.
Right on, bro. Okay, well, I will get you back from when I got you the last time. I
Okay.
chose for my number 2, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. The Legend of Johnny Cash.
Ooh, okay, cool.
Now that is a greatest hits record, but to be fair, I wasn't really into him. I hadn't seen Walk the Line. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
really shy of a boy named Sue and whatever popular culture references I might have
Yeah,
picked up
yeah.
on.
San
Um,
Quentin. Yeah.
yeah, it's a 21 tracker. I bought it at, I don't know, Target for a few bucks. It wasn't much. And I thought, at the very least, his cover of Nine Inch Nails Hurt is on there. So I knew that no matter what, I was going to be satisfied with the purchase. And then
Yeah. Yeah.
it's really a tight compilation. I'm sure a real educated Johnny Cash fan would probably argue that, oh, well, they forgot this critical song or that. But for me, whether it's Hurt or obviously one of his classic tracks. I like Hey Porter.
Mm-hmm.
I like Get Rhythm. Not necessarily the big two song, like
Yeah,
Folsom
yeah, yeah.
Prison or Walk the Line, Ring of
Yeah.
Fire. His top songs. Man in Black, of course, is awesome. But yeah, I wasn't into. I didn't think I was into his kind of music really, and I took a chance, and I was surprised and opened up a little bit more to things. So
There's a somberness to it. And if you're having a bad day, it really speaks to you, man. It
yeah, kind of
does. Like
level you out a little bit.
it does, because he sings about things that could be worse than what you're going through. You know what I mean? So it kind of like makes you think, it's like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, it's, I dropped a rock on my foot, whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever it could be that day. You know what I mean? I got a flat tire. Fuck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I love me some Johnny Cash. So that was a good pick, man. Great.
Dope.
All right, number 2, we're going back to the rap game. Eminem, Slim Shady LP.
The original.
The original. To this day, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, you only like him because he's white." No, that's not true. Because I like NWA, I like Jay-Z, there's a lot of rap that I
Lionel
like.
Richie, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, yeah. It's I still think that he's the greatest rapper of all time. Period. He's the GOAT. I think that he is so talented to where if you look at him and listen to how he writes,
mm-hmm.
he's just a genius. Like he sits down and like half of the crap he does is freestyle. You know what I mean? He just goes into the studio and does it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you listened to his newest album, but the song Rap God. Everybody knows that song. Everybody's listened to it. Dude, like he's ridiculous. And I know there's a lot of underground guys out there like, oh, you know what I mean, this and that. It's just like, I get it. We're talking about popular music. You know what I mean? We're talking about, I'm talking about like, there's probably a better basketball player out there that played on this in Venice Beach that was better than Michael Jordan that probably could have took Michael Jordan. But Michael Jordan was the best. You know what I mean? Like,
because the world will never know.
Because exactly, the world will never know. So when I talk about Eminem being the best, that's what I mean by that. You know what I mean? He doesn't draw barriers between black, white, gay, straight, anything like that. It's everything that he sings about or raps about is even on himself. He bags on himself. He bags on everybody equally. And I think that's why I like him so much. He's just like, he doesn't give he doesn't give a fuck. And he's just like, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just
Mhm.
gonna sing about what I want, and you can all, eat a dick or buy my shit. you know, so that's but anyways, in particular to that album that broke him through to everything,
Mhm.
um, I think it was put out at if you go back and listen to it now, it's a little corny.
Well,
But
it's dated to a time where that stuff hadn't happened before, and it's been emulated ever since. And
yeah, exactly. But it was such a different album
Mhm.
comparatively to every other rap album that had come out before it
Yeah.
that's why to me it makes it probably one of the greatest rap albums ever made.
Mhm.
Anyways, that was my number 2.
Dope. Well, now I'm going to struggle because I got 4 left here, and I got to choose one. I feel like I've covered the blues, I've covered jazz, covered some R&B. Um, shit. Okay, so I'm going to go with somebody that doesn't. I'm going to take that one off. Okay, so to keep it true to what you asked for, which is an album specifically that spoke to you, rather than go with the greatest hits album that yes did speak to me, but you know, not in the same consolidated respect as this piece here.
Okay.
So, but there, before we had the current state of electronic music and the
Yes.
EDM world and stuff,
Yeah.
um, where you would have something that I guess the kids would call trance. Um,
Trance. Okay.
this individual who's still DJing today, I imagine, and making boatloads of money doing it. His name is Paul Oakenfold.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember him.
And he dropped an album, and I'm probably going to butcher its pronunciation. Bunka or Bunka, Bunkka. And I think
Okay.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think this album was a departure probably from what he had normally been making his money on,
Mm-hmm.
with straight up DJ style sets and like mega mixes and stuff, because these are more like thought out songs, singles and things like that with guest performers like Perry Farrell or uh, Hunter S. Thompson. Dialogue appears in one of his tracks. Ice Cube is on one of his tracks. Nelly Furtado,
Yeah.
some
So
other folks.
like Santana.
Yeah, exactly. How
It's
Santana
yeah.
re-innovated his career with Supernatural.
Yeah.
Ready Steady Go, I think, is the lead single or lead track off that record. It appeared
Mm-hmm.
in the film Collateral.
Yes, I remember this song. Yeah.
Yeah, kick ass jam. I mean, that song.
Yes, I remember this song. Yeah.
Yeah, kick ass jam. I mean, that song gets me ready to go. Like,
It's
I'm
like the
pretty
Chemical Brothers and all. It's sort of in that genre of music,
Crystal
right?
Method and
Crystal meth. Yeah.
yeah.
And yeah.
Um, for me, I like. I mean, if you don't want to go with the main track, Ready Steady Go, I really like Zoo York, um,
Mm-hmm.
which has the Kronos Quartet, which did the music for the film Requiem for a Dream.
Okay.
So there's a main sample in Requiem for a Dream that he uses in his song Zoo York, and it's just bitchin'. And then um, a lot of these songs are like, you can just kind of rock your head back, put the headphones on, and go somewhere. And I'd
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
done
For
that with
sure.
this kind of record before, shy of like a Mortal Kombat soundtrack or something.
yeah. It's
It,
sort of like taking acid without taking acid.
I suppose I could never find any. So
No, I'm just saying, like, when you listen to something like that, if it takes you to a different place, because it can take you to a different place because it's not, there's not typically a ton of lyrics and stuff. So you're listening to all the little instrumentals, that are going on.
right.
So
A lot of these do have lyrics in them, not to be mistaken, but um, Time of Your Life is good. Hypnotize is a great track for that purpose.
mm,
So yeah, definitely if you haven't already and you like any of that kind of music, uh, throw it in your Google machine, check it out. It's pretty awesome.
for sure, I'll throw it on Apple Music there and check it out.
Hell yeah! All right,
All right, man. My number one. Can you guess what my number one is?
well, is he on the poster behind you?
He might be.
Was he a badass guitar player?
Yeah,
But he wasn't often respected as a badass guitar player.
absolutely. Probably one of the greatest guitar players of all time.
Oh, okay.
Um, I mean, hey, Eric Clapton is the one that said that. So, anyways, obviously, it's Prince, Purple Rain. It's my number one non-rock album, and the reason why I put it in rock is because, or non-rock, is because it's funk. It's a funk album.
It's R&B.
It's R&B, pop, funk. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Are there aspects of rock in there? Yeah, sure, whatever. But like, that's not what it's. You know what I mean? That's at the core. It's R&B, and this album. Well, other than being a massive Prince fan, man, being my favorite guitar player of all time, it's an album that I can listen to constantly without saying I don't want to listen to that today. I can literally pop it in and just listen to it if I wanted to. Yeah. Right? So it's, yeah, dude, like for me, that's the album. That's probably in one of my, we'll do that video someday, but that's in my top 10 albums of all time, obviously. Like that is, and I know it's a soundtrack, which is kind of weird, but to me, that's an album because all those songs were that album. They weren't released on any other album. You know what I mean? So to me, that's an an actual album that was cut. So yeah, that's my number one, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure you saw that coming. So, I was going to pick number one. It was between that and Beach Boys' Pet Sounds.
See, and I didn't put Beach Boys' Pet Sounds on there because I figured you'd say Across the Rock Line.
But I feel like surfing rock, you know what I mean, type of deal, American melody rock, whatever you want to call it. I felt like it passed. Yeah, so I didn't, but if I could have, I would have, because that's also there. But yeah.
Sure.
So anyways,
since we're also mentioning the runners up, I had to find, just because I thought well, let me rephrase that. I anticipated teasing and feedback if I had mentioned this one, but I was going to throw Sade's greatest hits on the list. Because I'll be damned if that's not some sexy ass music.
Oh yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Sade, good old Sade. I almost had I had a couple other ones too. I had Crosses. Do you know who Crosses are?
Of course I do.
I almost put them on, but I feel like there's too much rock element into it. It's more ambient rock. And then I also had Nathan Gray, which is the lead singer of Boy Says Fire. He does his own acoustic stuff, but I also think that there's elements of sort of an acoustic rock feel to it. So I didn't put that in there. But Crosses, dude, that album is one of my, in fact, I have it behind me. I was listening to it today and yesterday or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, anyways, your number one, man.
That was my number one. We already covered number one.
Did we? What was it?
Well, not that it was.
Oh, Sade.
No. That was the runner-up. Where'd I go? Shit, you'll have to rewind.
Oh, no. I remember what it was. It was
Oakenfold.
Yeah, Paul Oakenfold. Yeah. That's what it was. Cool, man. Yeah. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this. I had fun.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
I think I got some ideas I want to shoot to you. And yeah, man. I mean, anyways, so well, I guess I don't know how to end these things, man. This is the weird part, right?
I don't know, man.
Message in the comments on how we should end these videos, and we'll take your guys' suggestions because it's probably going to be better than what we come up with, to be honest with you. So for now, I'm just going to say peace.
I'm going to say
peace two. All right. Bye, guys.
Take it easy.